Pacific sunset in Costa Rica sets the scene for a life defined by Pura Vida, the pure life. Costa Rica is a small Central American nation, packed with lush landscapes, friendly faces, and an ethos of enjoying life's simple pleasures. In this documentary-style journey, we'll explore what life in Costa Rica is really like in 2025, from the geography and culture that shape it, to the cost of living, jobs, and the new Digital Nomad Visa attracting remote workers. We'll visit the best towns for expats, dive into Costa Rican culture and cuisine, discuss healthcare and safety, marvel at the biodiversity, and hear real expat experiences. By the end, you'll see who Costa Rica is ideal for, and whether this tropical paradise could be your next home abroad. Let's dive in. Nestled between Nicaragua and Panama, Costa Rica spans from the Pacific Ocean to the Caribbean Sea, offering an incredible variety of landscapes in just 51,100 square kilometers, about the size of West Virginia. Mountains and volcanoes like Arenal and Poas rise in the interior, while both coasts boast sandy beaches and palm-lined shores. The Central Valley, a highland plateau around the capital San Jose, enjoys a spring-like climate year-round, with daytime temperatures in the on the 70s Fahrenheit and cool nights. Thanks to this elevation, many homes in the valley need no heating or air conditioning. In contrast, coastal areas are hot and humid, especially on the Caribbean, and during the rainy season from May to November, although morning sunshine is common even in wet months. Costa Rica is divided into several provinces and zones, each with its own flavor. For example, the northwest Guanacaste province is dry and sunny, known for cattle ranches and surf beaches, while the southern Caribbean, around Puerto Viejo, has Afro-Caribbean roots, reggae music, and distinct cuisine. Despite its small size, the country contains a stunning range of microclimates and cultures. Locals often say Costa Rica is muy diversa for good reason. The population is around 5 million, with about a third in the greater San Jose area. The people, who proudly call themselves Ticos and Ticas, are known for being welcoming, educated with a 97% literacy rate, and deeply proud of their peaceful democracy. In fact, Costa Rica abolished its army in 1949, redirecting funds to education and health, a point of national pride. Culturally, Pura Vida is the pervasive motto. Translating to pure life, this phrase isn't just a slogan, but a lifestyle and greeting. It reflects a national attitude of contentment and optimism, finding joy in everyday moments and valuing well-being over material wealth. You'll hear Pura Vida used to say, hello, goodbye, thanks, or it's all good. This laid-back philosophy fosters a relaxed pace of life and a deep appreciation for nature. Don't be surprised if locals prioritize family time and community events over strict punctuality. Tico time is real, and patience is considered a virtue. As one expat quipped, no one gets in a hurry. Here, the only thing that runs on time are the buses. Overall, Costa Rica's geography and culture set the stage for a life that balances modern conveniences with a profound connection to nature and community. What does it cost to live the Pura Vida life? Generally speaking, Costa Rica offers a lower cost of living than North America or Europe, though it's not the absolute bargain that some might expect in Central America. Most estimates put Costa Rica's cost of living at around 8% lower than in the United States. However, actual expenses vary widely by location and lifestyle. In 2024, inflation was about 5.8%, which pushed up prices of food and imported goods, though housing costs have stabilized after pandemic-era spikes. Let's break down key expenses in US dollars, as many prices are quoted in dollars. Housing. Rent can range from as low as $300 to $700 per month for a simple local-style apartment or small house, up to $1,000 or more for a modern condo or larger home in desirable areas. For example, a one-bedroom apartment near a city center averages around $550 monthly. In beach hotspots like Tamarindo or Santa Teresa, expect to pay a premium. A 3-bed house might cost $1,200 or more. On the other hand, in smaller inland towns, you might find a basic 2-bedroom casita for around $500. Many rentals are furnished, and short-term leases for a few months may cost more. Buying property is also an option. While beachfront real estate can be expensive, there are still bargain rural properties or Tico homes that are much cheaper than equivalently scenic locations in the US or Europe. Utilities and internet. Basic utilities like electricity, water, and garbage for a modest apartment typically run $50 to $80 per month if no air conditioning is used. If you live in the cooler Central Valley, you may not need AC at all, keeping electric bills low. In hotter coastal areas, running AC frequently can push the electric bill to $200 or more. High-speed internet is widely available in towns and cities, often costing around $40 to $60 per month. Many expats report that reliable internet is a priority. Fiber optic service is expanding in urban areas, while remote locations might rely on 4G networks. Overall, expect to spend under $150 monthly for all utilities without heavy AC use, and up to $300 if you include air conditioning or premium internet TV packages. Food. Costa Rica can be very affordable for groceries if you eat like a local. Staples like rice, beans, fruits, and vegetables are abundant and cheap, especially at weekly farmers markets or ferias. A typical expat couple can fill their fridge with fresh produce, meats, and dairy for about $40 to $50 per week at the local market. Local open-air markets offer pineapples for $1, a bag of mangoes for a few dollars, and seafood brought in fresh from the coasts. If you stick to domestic products, you'll save money. For instance, national brands of coffee, Costa Rican cheese, and seasonal fruits are good value. However, imported goods like gourmet cheeses, foreign wines, and specialty ingredients can be pricey. Dining out varies. An authentic casado lunch, a plate of rice, beans, salad, and meat at a local soda cafe might be $5 to $7, while a 3-course dinner at a trendy restaurant in Escazú or Tamarindo could easily cost $30 to $50 per person. Overall, a single person could spend $300 to $400 per month on groceries cooking mostly at home, whereas enjoying regular restaurant meals might raise food costs to $500 or more monthly. Transportation. If you live in a city or larger town, public buses are efficient and dirt cheap, with fares often under $1 within city zones. Taxis and rideshare options like Uber are also reasonably priced. A city ride might be $5 to $10. Many expats do not need a car, but if you choose to have one, note that cars are expensive due to import taxes, and gas prices are on par with or higher than in the US, hovering around $5 per gallon in recent times. A used economy car might cost double what it would in the States. On a budget, one can rely on buses and the occasional shuttle. On the higher end, maintaining a car, insurance, fuel, and repairs might be $200 to $300 per month. Some expats opt for a quad or motorcycle in rural areas to save on costs. Healthcare and insurance. We'll dive deeper later, but medical costs are generally low. If you join the public healthcare system, known as CAJA, as a resident, a small monthly fee scaled by income, often under $100, covers most medical services. Private healthcare is pay as you go or via insurance. For instance, an appointment with a private doctor is about $50 to $60, and medications and lab tests often cost a fraction of US prices. Many expats set aside perhaps $50 to $100 per month for out-of-pocket medical expenses or carry an international health insurance plan. When all is tallied, what's a realistic monthly budget? According to International Living, a single person can live comfortably on $1,600 to $2,000 a month, and a couple on $2,500 to $3,000, including housing, food, transport, and healthcare. This aligns with real expat budgets. For example, an expat with a $2,500 per month budget can rent a nice 2-bedroom home for $800, run AC part-time, shop at farmers markets and supermarkets, dine out weekly, and even save a bit for weekend trips. With $1,500 per month, one can manage a simpler lifestyle. Perhaps renting a basic apartment in a non-touristy town for around $500 and cooking at home often. On the flip side, a luxury lifestyle in Costa Rica, including a gated community, imported products and frequent travel, can reach $4,000 to $5,000 per month or more. The good news is that you have flexibility, live like a local, and it's quite affordable, or indulge in all the comforts and still likely spend less than you would back home. As one relocation guide put it, the same $2,500 that barely covers rent for a 1-bedroom in Miami can fund your entire month in many parts of Costa Rica. Comfortable home, utilities, food, transport, healthcare, and even beach trips. Your cost of living will ultimately depend on your choices, but in general, Costa Rica offers good value for the quality of life, especially when you consider the natural riches and services you get in return. Costa Rica's economy is one of the strongest in Central America, but local salaries are relatively modest. The average monthly income in 2023 was about 411,000 colones, which is approximately $820 US. Many working-class ticos earn closer to $500 to $800 per month in sectors like retail, agriculture, or entry-level tourism jobs. A middle-class salary for teachers, office workers, police, and similar professions might be around $750 to $1,000. Professionals in high-skilled jobs, say engineers at a tech company or managers in multinational firms, can earn higher, perhaps $2,000 or more monthly, but they are the minority. It's important to note that the cost of living is calibrated to local wages. While $800 a month sounds low by US standards, many locals get by through family support networks, home-cooked food, and lower expectations of material consumption. Still, the income gap is apparent. An expat living on an imported salary of $3,000 a month is doing quite well by local standards. Common jobs and industries, Costa Rica's major economic sectors include tourism, agriculture, and services. Tourism is king. Before the pandemic, over 2.5 million tourists visited yearly, a number rebounding to 2.7 million in 2023, providing jobs as hotel staff, tour guides, drivers, restaurant workers, and national park rangers. Agriculture remains important too. Costa Rica is famous for coffee, bananas, pineapples, and sugar exports. In rural areas, you'll find many working on farms and plantations, though these jobs are often filled by Nicaraguan migrant workers. Meanwhile, San Jose and its environs host a growing number of multinational companies and call centers. Intel, IBM, Amazon, Procter & Gamble, and others have operations here. These companies tap into Costa Rica's educated workforce, many of whom speak English, for roles in tech support, software development, finance, and medical device manufacturing. For instance, the average annual salary for an OECD-reported Costa Rican worker was about $25,000 in 2022, indicating that skilled jobs in the formal sector do pay better. Salaries for expats. If you're an expat thinking of working locally, be aware that getting a work permit isn't easy unless you have residency or a specialized job offer. Many expats in Costa Rica do not work for local companies at local pay. Instead, they either work remotely for foreign employers, run their own business, or are retirees living on pensions or investments. For those who do seek local employment, certain fields are more accessible. Teaching English is popular at language institutes or private schools, with pay ranging from $800 to $1,500 a month depending on hours. Tourism jobs sometimes hire foreigners, like dive instructors, yoga teachers, and hotel managers, but often these are either volunteer-like positions or reserved for residents. Some expats start businesses like boutique hotels, restaurants, or tour companies, contributing to the economy as entrepreneurs. Others with specialized skills might find roles in real estate, non-profits, or international organizations based in Costa Rica. It's worth noting that Costa Rica's labor laws require that foreign workers not displace qualified locals, so work permits are usually granted only if you have unique expertise. The rise of digital nomads, more on that next, means many expats bring their job with them. As a result, there's a community of remote workers in cafes and co-working spaces doing everything from software coding to graphic design for clients abroad. These remote working expats often earn US or European level salaries, which go a long way in Costa Rica. The contrast can be stark. A Silicon Valley programmer making $6,000 a month might be surfing next to a local surf instructor making $600 a month. Despite the difference, communities tend to blend well thanks to the friendly culture, and many expats try to give back or hire locals when they can. In summary, local salaries are modest. Think hundreds, not thousands, of dollars per month. And most Costa Ricans live a thrifty lifestyle. Job opportunities for expats exist, but usually not in the form of a high-paying local corporate job. Instead, expats sustain themselves through remote work, businesses, or retirement incomes. This dynamic has created a situation where some goods and services, like upscale restaurants or imported cars, cater to higher-earning foreigners, while local markets and establishments remain affordable to the average Tico. Understanding both sides of the economic coin will help you budget realistically and integrate respectfully into the community. In a bid to attract foreign remote workers and their investment, Costa Rica launched a Digital Nomad Visa, in 2022. This visa, technically a form of extended stay permit, allows freelancers, remote employees, and online entrepreneurs to live in Costa Rica for up to 1 year, with a possible 1-year extension, all while working for employers or clients abroad. In 2025, this program is fully up and running, offering a legal pathway for digital nomads to swap their home office for a hammock under a palm tree. Eligibility requirements. To qualify, applicants must show they have a stable income from outside Costa Rica of at least $3,000 per month, or $4,000 a month if bringing a spouse or family. You'll need proof of this income, like bank statements, pay stubs, client contracts, and a notarized statement that you'll be working remotely for a foreign company or your own business abroad. Additionally, you must obtain health insurance that covers you in Costa Rica for the duration of your stay, with at least $50,000 in coverage. A clean criminal background check from your home country is also required. Essentially, Costa Rica wants to ensure you can support yourself and won't be a burden on their social system. Application process. The process has been streamlined via an online platform called Tramite Ya. You fill out the application, pay a one-time fee of around $100 for the visa application, plus some processing fees, and submit your documents. Many applicants hire a local lawyer or service to assist, but it's doable on your own. Once approved, you'll receive a special visa stamp on entry. One cool perk: unlike a tourist visa which expires after 90 days, the Digital Nomad Visa allows you to stay for 12 months straight without those border runs. To renew for a second year, you must have spent at least 180 days of the first year in Costa Rica, so you can't just take the visa and never actually live in the country. And of course, you should still meet the income and insurance requirements. Key benefits. The Digital Nomad Visa comes with some attractive benefits beyond just a longer stay. Firstly, income earned abroad is exempt from Costa Rican income tax. Costa Rica normally taxes only local income, so this just makes it clear your foreign income isn't taxed, a big relief for remote workers. Secondly, you're allowed to open local bank accounts, which can be handy for paying bills or renting long-term. Third, you get an import tax exemption on tech equipment you need for work. You can bring in items like your laptop, monitors, and camera without paying the usual import duties. You also can use your foreign driver's license for the duration of the visa. Tourists can only use a foreign license for 90 days tied to their entry stamp. In short, the visa removes a lot of the headaches that perpetual tourists used to face, providing legal stability. Importantly, the visa does not permit you to take local Costa Rican jobs. You still can't compete on the local labor market. It's purely for remote work income. Impact and popularity. So far, Costa Rica's welcoming stance has drawn many digital nomads, from tech consultants and YouTubers to freelance writers, looking for a mix of tropical adventure and work-life balance. By late 2024, hundreds had applied, and the number continues to grow. Anecdotally, expat hubs report an influx of younger remote workers, not just retirees. Places like Tamarindo, Nosara, and Santa Teresa have thriving nomad communities, complete with co-working spaces and networking events. Costa Rica is often compared to Mexico, Colombia, or Portugal as a top destination for remote workers. It stands out for its safety and English proficiency. Many locals speak some English, especially in tourist areas, and its natural beauty. The government's creation of this visa underscores that Costa Rica wants you here, as long as you bring your laptop and spend money locally. For those not eligible or interested in the Digital Nomad Visa, note that Costa Rica still offers other residency options. Pensionado residency is for retirees with a lifetime pension of at least $1,000 a month, popular among American and Canadian retirees. Rentista residency is for those with passive income or savings. You must show $2,500 a month income or a $60,000 deposit. There's also investor residency if you invest $150,000 in property or business. Each of these grants temporary residency with the ability to work only in your own business generally and can lead to permanent residency. It's good to have these pathways in mind if you plan to stay beyond a couple of years as a nomad. Overall, the Digital Nomad Visa has been a game changer for Costa Rica. It essentially says, come spend a year in paradise, we won't tax your earnings, just inject money into our local economy. For many remote workers, that's an irresistible offer. If you meet the requirements, it's an excellent way to experience Costa Rica beyond the tourist trail. You can truly live here, join gyms, volunteer, make local friends, and not worry about overstaying a tourist visa. With strong Wi-Fi in towns and the world as your office, you might find yourself taking a client call from a beachfront cafe and thinking, why didn't I do this sooner? Where should you base yourself in Costa Rica? The answer depends on what lifestyle you seek: city conveniences, beach living, or cool mountain air. Expats are spread across the country, but a few hotspots consistently rank as favorites. Here's a tour of some of the best cities and towns for expats with their pros and cons. San Jose and Escazú in the Central Valley. Pros: San Jose, the capital, offers the most urban lifestyle. You'll find shopping malls, international restaurants, cultural events, and the best hospitals. The metro area has universities and job opportunities with multinational companies. Nearby Escazú and Santa Ana are upscale suburbs popular with expats, featuring modern condos, bilingual schools, and an English-speaking community. If you need city amenities or don't want to give up your Starbucks and fast internet, this area is ideal. Cons: traffic and congestion are notorious in San Jose. Commuting across town can test anyone's patience. Escazú's convenience comes with higher prices. It's sometimes called Gringolandia for its abundance of American-style gated communities, and even a Starbucks or two. Crime is moderate. While not dangerous by big city standards, you do need typical city precautions, like not waving your phone around on a dark street. Some expats also feel that areas like Escazú are too Americanized and pricey, lacking the Pura Vida charm of smaller towns. In short, the Central Valley is perfect if you want a mix of Costa Rica and convenience, but it's not the postcard paradise of beaches and toucans, though those are just a drive away. Atenas and Grisha in Central Valley towns pros. Just outside San Jose in the Central Valley lie many small towns that offer a best of both worlds lifestyle. Atenas, for example, is a tranquil town, often touted for having the world's best climate, warm, dry days, and cooler nights. Expats in Atenas love its safety and community feel. It is a family town, very safe, women walking with babies in strollers, meaning very safe. We love it here, said one expat. You're about 30 minutes from the capital's suburbs via the highway, but surrounded by green hills and coffee farms. Grisha is another favorite, a charming town with a famous red metal church and a large expat population. In Grisha, an expat noted how easy it was to befriend both locals and other expats through community groups. Rentals and real estate in these towns are cheaper than the city or beach areas. You might find a 2-bedroom house for $600 or less. Cons. These are small towns, so nightlife and dining are limited. No trendy cafes on every corner, though there will be a few nice restaurants. You'll likely want a car to get around and to reach big stores or hospitals in Alajuela or San Jose. While many locals in towns like Atenas or Grecia speak some English, especially expats' friends, Spanish is more necessary here than in expat-saturated beach towns. Also, the pace of life is slow, which is both a pro and con. If you thrive on peace, great. If you need lots of entertainment options, you might feel a bit bored or out in the sticks. Overall, the Central Valley towns are beloved by retirees and families who value a temperate climate, safety, and community. A taste of the real Costa Rica with an expat support network. Tamarindo on the Guanacaste coast. Pros. If your dream is living by a beautiful beach with sunsets over the Pacific, Tamarindo might top your list. This town in the northwestern Guanacaste region has long been an expat magnet. It started as a surf town and fishing village and has grown into a vibrant beach city. Expats love the miles of golden sand, consistent surf, and plethora of activities, from sea fishing to salsa dancing. Tamarindo boasts over 80 restaurants, ranging from local sodas to gourmet dining, so foodies won't get bored. There are international schools nearby, yoga studios, and a large digital nomad crowd as well. You can meet people from all over the world here. One expat described Tamarindo as having a very social beach lifestyle. Morning surf, then maybe remote work from a cafe, and sunsets with friends on the beach. Cons. Tamarindo is one of the most expensive places in Costa Rica. As another expat warned, Tamarindo is an expensive place to live, so be prepared to pay more than you hoped for. Rent for a nice 2-bedroom condo can easily exceed $1,200. Groceries and dining out cost more here than in non-tourist towns, since many products cater to foreigners. Also, Tamarindo can feel touristy. During high season, the town swells with vacationers, so some long-term expats say it doesn't feel as authentic or tranquil. The dry season, from December to April, brings almost no rain and lots of sun, which is great, but the green season turns everything lush at the cost of some afternoon storms. Lastly, if you don't surf or party, you might find Tamarindo's social scene a bit repetitive. It revolves around the beach, which for many is not a problem at all. In summary, Tamarindo is ideal for those who want a lively beach town with conveniences, but you'll pay a premium for that slice of paradise. Nosara and Santa Teresa on the Nicoya Peninsula. Pros. For a more bohemian, off-grid vibe, many expats adore Nosara on the Nicoya Peninsula's north coast and Santa Teresa on the southern tip of Nicoya. These are smaller beach towns famous for surfing, yoga retreats, and wellness living. Nosara's Playa Guiones is a gorgeous, undeveloped beach with no buildings on the beachfront, thanks to protections, where surf schools and yoga shalas abound. The community is tight-knit and eco-minded. There's even a saying that Nosara isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. Santa Teresa, accessible by a bumpy road, attracts a mix of surfers and celebrities seeking low-key escape. Both towns have organic markets, vegan cafes, and international residents. You might hear more French, Hebrew, or Portuguese on the street, along with Spanish and English. If you want a laid-back, barefoot lifestyle, close to nature, these places are heaven. Cons. Infrastructure is a challenge in these remote beach areas. Roads can be rough. Santa Teresa's infamous dusty potholed road is a rite of passage. Internet and power outages happen more frequently than in cities. Many invest in backup power or multiple internet sources. Healthcare facilities are basic in town. Serious issues mean a trip to San Jose or Liberia. The cost of living is surprisingly high given the rustic vibe, because getting goods there is harder. You'll pay more for gas, groceries, and similar needs. Housing, especially in Nosara, is not cheap. Demand from expats has driven up prices. Also, these towns can feel isolated. During rainy season, some roads become rivers of mud, and you might be truly away from it all. For some, that's perfect. For others, it's a deal breaker. In short, Nosara and Santa Teresa are for the adventurous soul who doesn't mind trading some convenience for a daily dose of surf, sunsets, and yoga under the palms. Jacó on the central Pacific coast. Pros: Jacó is a unique mix. A beach town that's one of the closest to San Jose, just 1.5 hours drive on the highway, known for its nightlife and surfing. It's a bit of a party town and a hub for both tourists and expats. Jacó has supermarkets, banks, and even a movie theater, making it comfortable for long-term living. It's also known to be fairly safe by tourist town standards. There's a strong police presence and a sense of community watch, which has improved things in recent years. Many expats in Jacó appreciate that they can enjoy surfing at Playa Jacó or nearby Playa Hermosa in the morning, get work done. The town has decent internet and even co-working spaces, and then have a variety of bars or restaurants to visit at night. It's also a great base for exploring. Manuel Antonio National Park is a short drive south, and the new coastal highway makes trips easy. Cons: Jacó's reputation in the past included rowdy nightlife and prostitution. It has cleaned up a bit, but you'll still find a red light element and a party crowd, especially on weekends when San Jose folks come to town. If you seek a tranquil, family-friendly beach, Jacó itself might not be the first choice, though neighboring Herradura or Esterilos are quieter. Culturally, it's very touristy. You won't get that immersed in Tico life feeling as much. And while safer than before, petty theft can happen. You need to lock up your surfboard and not leave valuables on the beach. For many digital nomads though, Jacó hits a sweet spot: active social life, amenities, and beach fun without total isolation. Dominical, Uvita, and Oyochal in the southern Pacific zone. Pros: traveling further south, down the Pacific coast, you enter the Costa Balena.
Savannah.